What's good, my lovely peoples? It's your main man, Solace here, the humble servant of the life. Now, today I want to do this quick video called The Importance of Emotional Control. Deep. Now, you have to grasp. Emotions come from the spirit, and you are the spirit in the body. So this is why it's important that people get in tune with their spirit as opposed to how we're in tune with our body, because what you are is truly the spirit in the vessel. Now the vessel doesn't feel, the spirit feels the emotions, which is happiness, anger, excitement, stress, strain, whatever the case may be. These are emotions. Now you have to understand, the emotions are attached to the spirit, not the body. This is why when you go to sleep, you're still able to feel emotions. So it's a deep thing you have to grasp. Now let me break down the importance of emotional control. First thing we must understand is that when a man works and does physical labor, he is drained. Grasp that. A man becomes tired when he's physically working. Now, the same effect that the physical labor has on the body is the same effect that not having control over your emotions will have on your spirit, being as though the emotions are attached to the spirit. So this is why it's important people have control over their emotions. Now, when I say have control over your emotions, you have to grasp what I mean. Because a lot of people, they hear that and then they assume not getting angry or not getting sad. And this is not what I mean. See, you have emotions and they will be used. But the thing is, will you control the emotional state, or will the emotional state control you? See, I can get angry and still be in control over whatever I'm doing. So you figure the other night I got upset on Facebook. But at the same time that I was so-called upset, I was having a conversation with another brother named Troy Edwards. He's on Facebook also. He was going to come out to the land that night. So I was having a conversation with him that had nothing to do with what I was cursing people out on Facebook about. So grasp how deep that is, because I was simultaneously doing them both. I was cursing people out and answering his text. Yeah, brother, you come on out to the land, I'm going to go out there and check and make sure the land ain't swallowed up. Because every so often out of the week, the land is covered in water. The tide rise covers the whole land that I be on. So I was basically letting him know that and cursing people out. Now, a lot of people thought I lost control of my anger, which I don't know why, because it's online. You can't really lose your, well, I can't. It's online. It's not personal or physical. So it's nothing to lose. Sometimes you just have to curse people out to let them know you're serious. But this doesn't mean that you've lost control. So you have to grasp. People get angry and then they lose control of themselves. And then after the problem is over with, they're still in that emotional state. It's staying the spirit. They're still upset. The person is gone, but they're still upset. They're huffing and puffing. Somebody else may come along and get that whole energy. And this is what I mean by having control over your emotions. Because now after that happens, the person is drained. You ever seen a person get so upset and then you see them maybe later on that night and they just drained out? Spirits is low. This is why. Because they didn't have control over the emotion. Now this isn't to say that they couldn't have gotten upset and expressed themselves being upset. But you still have to be in control, knowing, okay, whatever happens, this cannot affect my spirit. Even if I got to get it on, whatever the case may be, that is in that moment. And I leave that in that moment. So this is having control over your emotions. You can be sad, But if you can think to yourself, man, this is just a moment in my life, and I am still in control over myself, in my life, in my future, and I'm not dragging this with me, I'm just expressing this in this moment. This is having control. A lot of people, they get stressed out and they feel like, man, this is the end, I'm hopeless. And then you notice the emotion change their character. A person can become so stressed out that they're a different person. They never go back to being the same. Happy, joyous person they was, it's almost like the stress took over them, and now they're just in a different state. You see, some people become angered, and then they never become unangered. So it's a deep thing you have to grasp. This all drains the spirit. So you can say the spirit is like a lighter. A lighter has a certain amount of fuel on it before it burns out. Now your spirit won't burn out, but you can say you're dimming your light every time you let your emotional state drain you. When you don't have control, then you're drained of some energy from your spirit. And it's a deep thing y'all have to grasp. When you're stressed out, it's okay. It's just a moment. You have to take control. Also, I want to say another thing to the elderly people or the older people. The future is not just for children. Because I hear a lot of people saying that children are our future. Listen, man, if you are still alive, tomorrow may come for you, and that is your future. It doesn't matter if you're 80. The 80-year-old man may live younger than the 17-year-old boy, because the boys live crazy now. So we have to understand all spirits have a future, and just because you're 60, that doesn't mean your life is over. If you still have energy, you can still become the famous person you wanted to be, or the wealthy person you wanted to be, because you still have a future and you can still take control over it. You have control over your tomorrow, or you can let someone else control your tomorrow. Meaning you can wake up and go to work and go to the same pattern that you always do, or wake up and drink your coffee and collect your SSI check, or you could just wake up tomorrow and do something different, knowing that the future is yours and you have control over it. So the future has nothing to do with an age, and we need to stop saying that this thing is the future or that thing is the future. We tend to look at old people as they don't have a future anymore. An older person will tell you, man, I think about going back to college. 50 years old, you'd be like, oh my God, it's over, brother. Like, what are you talking about? But in all reality, if a 60-year-old man wants to go back to college, well, he still has a future. College is 4 years, sometimes 8, sometimes 12. But whatever the case is, a 60-year-old man more than likely will still be around at 70. And he'll become finished with college and go on with the career that the college opportunity offers to him. So you have to grasp, old people have a future just like young people have a future. Everyone has a future. It's all in what you choose to do with it. And it's a deep thing we have to grasp. But the most important thing of this video is that we grasp. Stay in tune with your emotional state. You can't let your emotional state take control over your life, drain your spirit out. Because it's a deep thing. No matter what the emotional state that I am in, or that I appear to be in, the emotional state that I'm always in is still water. I'm always like still water. You're not never going to see me just come. I don't care what's going on. I always look regular. Like, my emotional state is not never destroyed. Like, whatever's whatever. I'll curse somebody out at the moment, and that's the moment. I'm done with that. If you look at my post, you can kind of see that. I curse a nigga out and put up in a whole nother post that got something to do with something else. Like I'm all over the place. But I'm not. I'm always focused on whatever the hell I'm doing. Period. Just sometimes you have to express those emotions. I can be excited and happy. I may not show it. I may show it. But I'm still like still water. And don't get it twisted. Excitement, if you don't have control over your excitement, it doesn't matter what the emotion is. If you don't have control over it, it will drain you. You ever seen someone excited? Then they begin to get antsy and then aggravated because they're so excited and ready to do whatever it is they're excited about that they become a nuisance to whoever they're around. They're like the child in the back seat saying, "Are we there yet?" And you like, "Yo, we ain't even going now." So you have to grasp. You have to have control over your excitement, all of your emotions. You have to control them. You don't want to get overly excited to where you lose control over yourself. Whatever you're excited over, it's just a moment thing. You can wait till it comes. Kids, they can't wait to get to the park. They like, "Are we there yet? Are we there yet?" They drain themselves. They wind up getting their ass whooped before they even get there. They don't even get to enjoy because they done drank their spirit out. Now they tired when they get there because they didn't rant their mouth the whole ride, and we tend to all do this. Get so excited about a thing, by the time they come, you dranked out. You like, "Man, I stood up all night and drank myself out. I was so excited." So you got to be in tune. You can't never get lost in the life or in a moment. You have to always remember, okay, my life may last to 100 years, 80 years, 70 years. I'm 35 now. Whatever's happened in my life, I can't let it take so much control over my life that I begin to not move forward. And you kind of like dip. You got to just shine bright as you are. People are going to hate you. People are going to do things that try to discredit you. They're going to do whatever they can in life. But you still got to move forward and shine in the light that you are. Simple. Knowing that everybody has a future and controlling the emotions and the energy that you push out. Those are the two most important things. If you can control your emotions and understand the frequency that you're vibrating on, you're good to go, baby. A lot of people think we need to vibrate high, and this is not right. I broke this down in the video. But in any event, do as you please. But at the end of the day, emotional control and knowing how to vibrate without being a disturbance to others. This is why I say vibrate low. When you're vibrating high, you're a disturbance to others. You ever seen somebody extra happy and then people hate on them? Because you're vibrating high. You got to be happy. Not saying hide your happiness, but have control over yourself. We tend to get happy and then don't realize we shitting on people that may not be in such a great happy moment. You don't want to do that. You want to spread your happiness. Not make another feel bad about your happiness because they may not be happy. Now, I know we can all say, well, that's their fucking problem. If I'm happy and they sad and they mad because I'm happy, they're a hater. But that's not always necessarily true. And at the end of the day, if spreading the happiness is your goal, then you should understand why if you're happy and the person is sad, why seeing you happy would disturb them. So it's a deep thing we have to grasp, but we just have to get more control. It's your main man Solace, man. Y'all be groovy.